This is kvci.blogspot.com at State and Crossing on Oak Street Extension. I was traveling the other night a few car lengths behind the other cars that ran over an individual here on Oak Street Extension. And I want you to look and I want you to see. I have come and traveled this road on my way home many nights, and I have seen people walking in this area, and as you can see, there's very little space between the highway and the actual ditches on both sides of the road, and at night add to that it be pretty dark around this curve. But if you would notice, I've come out here before and I have noticed cars at least twice down in this gully here. But as you can look, this is the yellow line here, white line here, and cars could run down in here. In fact, if they got here and couldn't see the hole, they could think that they were pulling off to the side of the road to a safety curb, only to be met with a deep hold. I was told by an individual who worked here in this apartment duplex, or apartments rather, that there used to be 3 cones up here letting people know that there was a hole. And he told me that 2 of the cones was removed, and of course he told me that it was the city. And so we can only imagine why, even after a man was killed here, not to cast shadows, but it seems like to me that maybe more than 5 cones should have been put up here just for general purposes. Not only that, as I said earlier, if a person not knowing this hole is here and they are driving, and they could very well run into this gully. If they coming off that road right there and they can't see the gully, they can think that this is a safety zone to pull off the park. And if they are traveling at speeds of 40 miles an hour, 20 miles an hour, they would head right down in this gully because they couldn't see it. There is no guardrails, nothing up here to show that there is a gully, as you can see. And when I came out here the other night, right after this white Caucasian was killed, and he was killed, I stood right here and he was lying right there with his head up against the curb of the street there. It is amazing to me. We have just had a death at this location, and to me, something should have been, I don't know, maybe done to highlight it, to show that, you know, something needs to be done. But then again, it may be that maybe it'll take another death for somebody to come out here and actually deal with this. At least, in my most humbled opinion, some cones or something should have been up here to show that this gully was here. That should have been done, in my humble opinion, just to show respect and love for humanity. I grieve, and my sympathy goes out to the family of that Caucasian male that died. I think he was 50 or 51 years old. And regardless of whether he was drinking or not, I don't know. But I do believe that something needs to be done about this. And here again, this is kvci.blogspot.com, and we will be bringing this up at City Council or some elected official, so someone can take more action than just showing this on TV and 1 pine cone. And as you know before, this safety cone before, the individual told me that there used to be 3, and this one had grass growing out of it because it's been there so long. So somebody had identified a problem, but apparently maybe budget cuts or what have you have not resulted in anything being done. As I said earlier, as I back up with this camera only to show people what's going on. I do this because I guess I'm crazy as hell. I care about people, and it has nothing to do with race. It has more to do with human life, or life itself. It don't always have to be a human life. It's just life in general. But can you imagine traveling around that curb and maybe you have a blown out tire, or you reach over to get something and you lose control of your car, and rather than going into the other area of the highway, you kind of pull over here and you can't see. You're thinking that maybe you can come to a complete stop, and then when you get down there, to only be faced by that big gully down there, because there is no warning to show you. And when you're driving, you don't know what's down there. And so that is why I believe some type of curbing, or at least the cones need to be put back I really think there need to be a metal strip to follow the roadway to show along the edge of the grass to keep people from running down in that gully. As I said before, I have seen cars at least twice down in that gully at night when I be on my way to my destination, kvci.blogspot.com, doing what I do because I want you informed, and I also believe in making correction when I can. Bye-bye, we gone.